Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. There's a piece from A&B Crypto out today titled Ripple SVP Ashish Birla confirms MoneyGram's xVia integration. Now, I mentioned this the other day briefly because I happened to come across the actual tweet on Twitter, but now we've got an actual article about it with some new information, so I'm looking forward to sharing this brand new piece with you. And also, I've got an article from Cointelegraph that I'll share towards the end of this video, and it's about Mark Cuban, billionaire Mark Cuban, who says that gold and Bitcoin are basically the same thing. So I'll be running through that as well. But before we get going here, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel and hit like, unless you hate Ripple and XRP. So let's jump in now. Ripple has taken the word partnership to the next level as it dictates domination over the entire cross-border payments ecosystem. As the recent Ripple MoneyGram initiative continues to define financial momentum within various geographies, the quest to find out the core inner workings has led crypto enthusiasts to carry out surprise AMA, that's Ask Me Anything sessions with business leaders. Answering one such question, Ripple SVP Ashish Birla shared that MoneyGram is using xVia API to access RippleNet for cross-border payments. Ever since xVia was announced in the second quarter of 2018, Ripple has been pushing its adoption under the banner of accessing emerging markets faster and more efficiently. Birla further answered that legacy systems, in parentheses writes traditional financial bodies, will also make use of xVia to connect the RippleNet, which makes use of both xCurrent and xRapid to settle payments. And then he added, here's a quote, "Usually, for originator/sender of payments, makes it easy and streamlined to get up and running." And then the piece continues, while at XRP reiterated Birla's response saying, "This is basically how companies handling supplier invoicing through SAP products could use xRapid too." Birla accepted the analogy. He further stated, and there's the quote again, "That's the idea. We do not have a formal relationship with SAP today, however." And then the piece continues, with xVia's successful implementation with MoneyGram, Ripple's intended roadmap seems to maintain its expected course. Joining the dots of Ripple's cross-border payments, xVia provides financial parties access to RippleNet. xCurrent serves as a messaging platform that allows banks to confirm payments in real time. And xRapid is a liquidity sourcing solution. As the ecosystem will leverage XRP as its primary asset, the cryptocurrency's hodlers have revived their long-lost expectation of XRP's bull market. Fair enough. Yeah, and I remember watching a video, and this must have been maybe towards the end of 2017, if memory serves. There was a video where Miguel Villas, Ripple employee, who is the head of XRP markets, and he was just talking about how the Ripple's technology just stacks, and he was talking about xCurrent, xRapid, and xVia. He said basically the technology is designed to completely stack on top of each other. And I remember such early days. The reason that stuck out at me is because initially he was stating it, I was like, stacks how? Because I knew so little about how all this information initially worked, how the technologies rather worked together. And once I learned a lot more about Ripple's plan and utilization of XRP and all the supporting technology within their market plan, then it started to make sense to me. But this is one of those things where, as far as they're talking about XRP bull market, well, look, I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm sorry if you're tired of hearing it, but as far as XRP price is concerned, this does give confidence to the market. I see articles like this all the time, and it does give me confidence, and I'm happy to hold XRP as a result. But I'm telling you, we're not anywhere near, as far as I can see, in a time where the market will really parse out the differences between cryptocurrencies. And I feel so fortunate to know so early on the genuine attributes that make XRP special. Everybody, if you're listening to this channel, you're a part of a very small percentage of humans on this entire planet that understand the actual utility of XRP and understand that it's the only cryptocurrency in existence to be actually used today, the only one with any real utility. Because outside of that, you can look at Bitcoin and say there's utility for it. Like, well, pretty much just being used as a store of value and to trade. That's pretty much what all of its volume is. Is it even a fraction of a percent of individuals that are using Bitcoin as actual payment for something? It has failed as a currency. If you want to say that it works as a store of value, well, fine. From a technological perspective, I'd agree with what Mike Novogratz said. Was, hey, if it's just you being used as a store of value, and that's what he believes it is. Billionaire Mike Novogratz believes that Bitcoin has staying power as a store of value, and he says you don't need to change anything about the existing technology to sustain that or to continue for it to be a reality. And he's correct from a technological perspective. I still wonder if humans are going to continue perpetually feeling comfortable keeping their money in it if it doesn't do anything else, though. I'm very skeptical about that. Definitely very skeptical about it. Because like I said in the past, if you've got a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin where it's functionally used for nothing but a store of value, but then you also have a different cryptocurrency, let's say it's XRP, that can also be used as a store of value, but it also does stuff. If you're a human jumping into the space, which one will you have more confidence in? Is it going to be the one that you know businesses need to conduct their business, or is it going to be the one that does nothing else? I think I know what the answer is. And that's why I'm not going to outright say that Bitcoin's going to go to zero if it doesn't actually gain utility. There's an off chance that maybe for some reason, just because it was the first, people keep throwing money in it. But to me, that just sounds like some weird Ponzi scheme thing that shouldn't exist. And so I'm very skeptical of that concept. You can tell me what you think about it, but I just don't really tend to buy into that. But I don't know, it's what it is. Here's this video. I want to share this with you. I'm not going to play it in this video, but this is from @RipplePress on Twitter. This is a video of Ashish Burla, and I'm not sure how new it was. It seemed familiar to me somehow, but maybe that's just because I watch a ton of video of Ripple employees. I'm not really sure. But it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and he's talking about specifically, they're using MercuryFX as an example, about how they utilize a blend of xVia and xRapid, and then at the end, xCurrent is used to disperse payments. So, because MercuryFX, they're a remittance company, and so that's why this was fascinating. Because especially when we learned about, again, of course, MoneyGram utilizing xVia and xRapid. Well, apparently, it's the same for MercuryFX. It's xVia and xRapid, and that's something that I didn't realize until very recently. I just thought that it would have been xCurrent and the blend of xCurrent and xRapid. I didn't realize that remittance companies, the proper software blend would be xVia and xRapid. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, I've talked about it a little bit recently, feel free to click on this video. I am going to go ahead and link to this tweet below, and you can watch this. Again, it's just 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I think it's worth watching. I always enjoy listening to Ashish Burla. He's pretty good at explaining stuff, I would say. Check out this Twitter thread. I have to share this with you. This was fun. There's somebody on Twitter named CryptoToit, CryptoToit, and he's got these ideas which pretty much don't make sense to me. And then he said something about XRP, which was completely nonsensical. And then Hammertoe jumped in, and I love these smackdown things. So I wanted to share it with you. This one's really short, but and this is all from today. So CryptoToit. Toit like a toiger. He wrote out, who decides the best / correct product market fit for a crypto coin / token? Is it its creator, the foundation, bag holders, or fanatical groups around it? It is none of these. The market decides what the best fit is, and if there is one at all. And then he's got this picture of showing, it's a pyramid with product, UX, feature set, value proposition, and then on the market it says underserved need / target customer, and then he just throws it there and doesn't really explain how that applies to what he's trying to get at here. Anyway, though, so he talks about a number of coins. Next thing he writes is, no matter how much anyone wants to pigeonhole Bitcoin, the market wants to be a SOV now. 98% plus of investors buy it because they want it to go up in value, not to transact with it in a peer-to-peer micro way. 1 minute or 4 hour confirmation times is not an issue for SOV investors. The market set Ethereum is the granddaddy of ICOs, and then it ripped that away just as quick. But is now the leader in the DeFi space. It's decentralized finance, and it is addressing a huge market need. It is still one of the major L1 smart contract platforms. XRP, here we go. Here's the party starting. XRP is centralized, non-crypto, advanced payment settlement solution with a token added on. It is a for-profit business with a clear business model and strategy. They are trying to sell their solution into a market. They will succeed based on the actual market need. And I wonder if this individual and anyone else that writes garbage like this wonders how ridiculous they look to somebody like myself and probably you listening to this as educated individuals as it pertains to XRP and Ripple's go-to-market strategy, utilizing their own in-house technology with a blend of that and distributed ledger technology, specifically XRP. What do they think? So I'm sitting there, this is a blatant fallacy, completely made up garbage, factual nonsense, and writes this. And then, they wrote a couple more things. I'm going to skip over the next two because it's just about Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. I'd rather just skip over that and get to the part where Matt Hamilton fixes the mistake that is this thread that CryptoTite wrote. So Matt Hamilton writes, "You are certainly right about the market decides. However, XRP is a cryptocurrency and is not centralized. That is why different groups are picking it up to fit different markets, e.g., Coil using it for monetization for content creators, whereas cryptos like Bitcoin are still trying to fix basic problems like scalability. XRP is actually being adopted by the market as it just works. The market does care whether a crypto uses proof of work, proof of stake, XRP, LCP, etc. They just care that it is decentralized and works, as that is what enables them to use it." I think he meant to write doesn't care whether it's proof of work or whatever along those lines. But anyway, regardless, his point is taken. They just need it to work, and it needs to be decentralized. And then he writes, Matt Hamilton writes, "Also, XRP is not a for-profit business with a clear business model and strategy. Ripple is that, as are many of the other companies using XRP, but XRP itself is just a cryptocurrency." And so people that are not able to differentiate between a cryptocurrency and a business, I'm not really going to be taking any advice from those people. How about you? All right, last piece, and then I'm going to wrap up the video here. This is from Cointelegraph, and it's titled, "Billionaire Mark Cuban. I see gold and Bitcoin as being the same thing." Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks professional basketball team, has said that he hates gold as an investment and views Bitcoin as fundamentally similar to gold. Cuban delivered his remarks in an interview with Kitco News on August 9th. He did note that he views Bitcoin's finite supply as a bonus to its investment value, saying, quote, "They're both collectibles. The value is based off supply and demand, and the good news about Bitcoin is there's a finite supply that'll never be ever be created." However, Cuban did say that he sees gold and Bitcoin as being the same thing and has a very low view of gold. Regarding his stance on the precious metal, Cuban emphasized that to convey his feelings on gold as an investment, he would have to stay, I like this, "Hate with extreme prejudice is not enough. Hate with double extreme prejudice with an ounce of hot sauce." So tell me how you really think, buddy. Anyway, the piece continues. As previously reported by Cointelegraph, the origin of the term digital gold to refer to Bitcoin is unknown, but one theory is that it came into vogue after the New York Times journalist Nathaniel Popper published his book Digital Gold back in 2015. Now in 2019, a number of experts have given responses as to whether they consider Bitcoin to be digital gold. Sonia Mann, the head of communications at the Zcash Foundation, discussed her answer in terms of both its finite quantity and supply and demand factors. Mann, for her part, appears much more optimistic than Cuban, and she remarked, here's a quote, "Bitcoin is deflationary by nature due to the capped 21 million supply and the clever incentive structure that has reliably safeguarded its inviolability. The emergent order governing Bitcoin as both a software product and a phenomenon is undeniably path-dependent, attributable I swear I know how to say that word. Attributable in large part to Satoshi Nakamoto's design decisions. There is no guarantee that Bitcoin will increase in value, but past trends and the underlying supply-demand dynamics suggest that it's a reasonable long-term prediction. Yeah, I'd love to know these people that do know, especially these big business moguls, as you might want to call them, whatever they know about Bitcoin. I would love to hear them if they could actually sit down and actually take some time to learn about XRP and why it's being adopted, what makes it different, and just hear views, because you don't get any, like almost nobody on the planet understands why XRP has value, including these genius billionaires, allegedly genius billionaires in some instances. People just don't know. There's too many coins out there, and I wouldn't even blame them. Everybody's running their own lives. That's why I feel very fortunate to have found out about XRP when I did, and to research it enough to figure out that, hey, there's really something to this. Of course, that's not financial advice, but I really believe firmly that there is. And I would just love if we could just sit down and if I could thoroughly explain to any of these business dudes why, first of all, the asset class is here to stay, and why specifically an asset like XRP is absolutely necessary if you want to solve real global problems as it pertains to moving money around. I'd just love to be able to explain that to them and then get genuine feedback based on that, because it's different than digital gold. It's not just digital gold. Businesses need this and cannot. Literally, there are no other solutions that humans have devised to solve the problems that Ripple seeks to solve or that Coil seeks to solve. There are no solutions outside of this technology, and digital assets have to exist for this to be, for these solutions to be a reality. So of course they're going to be valid. It couldn't be more obvious to me. It's not going away. And so even for some of these people, like fine, if Mark is not a big fan of Bitcoin, I don't blame him. But what about XRP? Are we ever going to find out? And it's going to be interesting as time passes. Let another decade pass, and then suddenly cryptocurrencies will have existed for 2 decades. And I want to talk to the ones that are saying, hey, it's going to zero. Like Bitcoin, everything, they're all going to zero. I'll be like, dude, it's been 20 years. When is it happening? When's the final bubble going to pop, and why hasn't it yet? That's why I even asked Peter Schiff, Goldbug Peter Schiff. He doesn't like being called that. But Goldbug Peter Schiff is just anti-crypto, and I of course I didn't get his attention. He gets a bazillion tweets thrown at him, but I asked him, I was like, how much time will have to pass before you'll acknowledge that cryptocurrencies are here to stay? Just, and there you are. Of course, no response, but I better wrap up this video. Thank you so much for listening. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!